Hello, this is Al Larson. This is a short video on how to make my energy products, given available free to all. Use it as you wish. First of all, energy traps. Energy traps are nothing but copper coils. What I did to produce them was have them etched on printed circuit boards where the coil was laid flat. These boards I had made up in a sheet that could be broken on a score like this, and then each side was covered with a piece, or the back side rather, was covered with a piece of double-sided foam. This is 3M 1-inch foam. You can also get it in pre-cut squares, and that provides a way to stick the energy trap to a monitor. Those traps were then spray painted, producing a product looked like this, which nice, flat, unobtrusive. Peel off the back and stick it to the corner of a computer screen. Actually not on the screen, on the back corners of the monitors or laptop screen. Even LCD screens need it because of the backlighting. You do not need to have the etched circuit boards available. This is one that I hand routed out with a Dremel tool. But I'm going to show you how you can make one with nothing but some number 22 bale wire. What I'm going to do here is cut off about a 10-inch piece of number 22 bale wire. That's available at most hardware stores. And what we're going to do is wind this into a flat coil. Hold it down with my thumb and start winding it like this into a flat coil so that I'm emulating what's on the printed circuit board. There's nothing magic about the size of the or number of turns or the spacing or anything. Energy traps are very tolerant of design modifications. So once you get your energy trap wound, this is what you have: a flat spiral coil. Then you need some way to fasten it together to keep it from moving. You can use the same double-sided foam tape, and there you can stick to a monitor. If you want to fancy it up, you can put another piece of double-sided tape on this side, kind of cover it all up, mash the corners together. If you like the red or the pattern here, just leave that. Otherwise, pull that off and stick on a piece of paper more to your liking. Of course, you can spray paint it. Paint does absolutely nothing to the performance of the energy traps. So that's all there is to making energy traps. Now, the energy charging kit is simply a set of 3 copper wires. These are made from a 20-foot roll of 12-gauge hookup wire that I buy from Radio Shack. That 120 or 240 inches of material are cut into 3 pieces of 2 at 88 inches long, and those are for the pieces that go from foot to hand, and 1 piece of 64 inches long. Those pieces are then stripped back 12 pieces or 12 inches on each end. This is an 88-inch piece, and measure out 12 inches. And I use an X-Acto knife for stripping. Actually, I've made a special stripper, but I won't go into that. You need to cut through the insulation but not through the copper, And then by very carefully peeling, you can peel the insulation off of one side of the wire, thereby exposing it so that you can then start exposing the end of the wire. The trick of these is that you don't want any other metal in the path of the copper. So we're trying to make usable ends on the copper. Now you finish stripping this out, and when you're done, you've got a long piece of copper like this. You fold it back in half and in half again, and then twist it together like so. And you want to twist this fairly tightly. Now if you have a heat gun and some heat shrink, you can then bind this end with a piece of heat shrink. If you don't have heat shrink, you can use tape. It's just not as convenient or as durable. So then you use the heat gun to heat this heat shrink, and heat shrink will do this magic little thing of shrinking down over the wire, and that gives you a very durable end. You do this on all 6 ends of the wires, and then you follow the directions for using the energy charging kit. But making these wires, nothing difficult. The key to it is having nothing in the path except pure copper. The concentration headband is simply made up of a piece of nylon belting. Again, you buy this at the hardware store. And a magnetic strip. You buy this in rolls at the hardware store as well. This is what's used on refrigerator magnets. A couple pieces of Velcro tape, again bought at the hardware store. For size, you measure around a person's head, and then you add for the headband, you measure, take a tape measure around the crown of the head, and to that add 4 inches, and that's the length of the nylon strip here, and then subtract ½ an inch from that for the magnetic tape. This magnetic tape is 1.5 inches too long here. Now, there's nothing fancy to it. This magnetic strip comes with an adhesive back. So you just peel off the back and stick it to the back of the nylon tape, starting about 1 inch from one end. Now, this will come loose over time. It's good to press this down with a hot iron from the nylon side. Press it down with a hot iron, helps melt that glue into the nylon. Then, to make the headband so that you can wear it, on the outside you take your hooky part of the nylon, or the Velcro rather, and let me trim that end a little neater. You can use a flame from a cigarette lighter or butane type lighter to sear these edges and keep them from fraying. Then on this end of the tape or the headband, you put the mating piece of the Velcro, and that gives you a way to attach the headband to the person. Now, this magnetic headband is polarized. If you put it on your head, it matters whether it's this way or this way. If you turn it the wrong way, it's going to give you a headache. If it is properly oriented, it won't give you a headache. So you need to measure the orientation. This you do with the dowsing chain. You must be able to use the dowsing chain, and this is simply a beaded chain. I put a little energy trap on the end of it to make it more efficient, but you don't need that. To measure the polarity of this headband, you simply grab it in the left hand and let the energy flow from it. And here you see I've got a positive counterclockwise swing on the dowsing chain. So this band is oriented right now with up being up. If I turn this over and hold the band this way, the chain goes backwards. That's telling me I need to flip it over, and this is up. Now, you need to mark that as being up, and what I do is I simply cut the front of the band with a point here, so that the point is always pointing up, and that is the concentration headband. Not too difficult to make if you can do the dowsing. If you can't do the dowsing, work on that before you go try making headbands, or you can try it one way and then try it the other way. Well, that is it. That's how you make all of Al Larson's energy products. If you want to make them and sell them for yourself, go ahead. Just be sure to be a good quality vendor. If you aren't sure about headband orientation, make me one, mark it, send it to me, and I'll check it. Other than that, goodbye and good luck.
This is called a boosteroo. It's a little audio amplifier. It amplifies the signal, and it does a pretty good job. It's can take the output. They sell it for headphones usually.